Tucher Bajuvator.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bangs, Bikes and Booze Reviews. There is no sun, it looks like it's going to piss down, and that's alright by me because I'm in here and I got a bottle of this stuff. Tucher Bajuvator. Is it just me, or does anyone give out a little giggle when they hear the word Bajuvator? Sorry. Just fucking my 5-year-old childish carry-on film mentality that just finds that funny. I don't know why, it just does. Anyway, let's fucking reverse out of that cul-de-sac right now. I got a bottle of this stuff. This is the Tuka Dopplebock. I'm going to try and not say that name because I'm going to probably fucking laugh every time I do. So you know what it's called. When I mean this beer, you know what I'm talking about. It's a Dopplebock. Doppelbocks, of course. Great beers from Germany, very malt heavy, very rich, high in alcohol, very full bodied, but they're bottom fermented, so they're different from any other type of beer you would taste in Germany. They've got all the characteristics of a bottom fermented beer, but they haven't, if you know what I mean. I'll try and explain it. How do we do this? Okay, so lager's bottom fermented. Usually they use base malt, pilsner malt, etc., which give it its nice light colour. They use hops, various hops, noble hops usually if it's coming from Germany, and they'll ferment it in cold lager stores, if you like. Gets rid of all the nasties, gives it its super clean flavour, and it just makes it exceptionally drinkable. This stuff, on the other hand, they use various malts, darker coloured malts, which give it its not only its rich body but its distinct flavour as well. It's usually higher in alcohol. Well, it is. That is the whole point of a Dopplebock. It will have a higher ABV than most lagers, but it's still bottom fermented and quite drinkable as well. So this, there's where the similarities are between the top. That's where the similarities are with the bottom fermentation. This particular beer, it comes from the Tuka Brewery, and the Tuka Brewery have been going absolutely donkey's years, 700 years to be exact, and they know what they're doing. I remember I used to drink their Weiss beer when it was available in the Witherspoons. Now, say what you like about Witherspoons, but before they got before Tim Martin got all Brexity and decided to leave all the European beers behind and just go with basically British beers, they used to stock some really good foreign beers. But unfortunately, that is no longer the case. But one of the beers he did stock, and it's how I discovered the Tuka Brewery. It was their Weiss beer, and that was amazing stuff. It was really good. It's a Bavarian beer because they're from Bavaria. They're from Nuremberg and a place called Fürth, which is sort of North Bavaria. And of course, Nuremberg is the second biggest city, Munich being the first. But as I say, they've had a brew house there since 700 years ago, and they are still brewing today. They have got a brewery, or they've got an importer in America, and the Tuka stuff is quite popular over in America as well. So they're doing something right. Obviously they're not, because they're not from Munich, they don't take part in the Oktoberfest, but they've got their own, they have their own Oktoberfest like Einga and all the other non-Munich Bavarian breweries. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get on to this beer. Right, it's 500ml bottle. It's 7.5%, as I said. Now the malt, I just want to quickly go over the malts. The Tuka Brewery are very, very hard to get information out of. I've been trying to do a bit of research before I did this review, and trying to get information on it is just really hard. They don't have an English website. I lie, they do, but it's all based in America, so it's all about the import company rather than the actual brewery. If you go to the German website, it's all in German, and it's hard to get information if you don't understand German. But I've managed to ascertain that they use quite unique malts. They use Marta style malts, spelled M-A-R-T-H-E, which are really good malts apparently, very easy to work with and give off fantastic flavour. And I found out that the hops they use are Hallertauer. They use different types of Hallertauer. They use Hallertauer Select and Hallertauer Tradition. Now the Selects are quite high in alpha acids compared to others, but they give off some great flavours. They give off sweet, earthy and herbal type flavours, as well as spicy too. So, you know, Hallertauer is a very, very versatile hop. It's one of the noble hops, and it all depends how it grows, how you grow them, and their alpha acid content. The lower the alpha acid content, the more flavours you get. The higher the alpha acid, the more bitter flavours you get. Anyway, this beer though, even though it does contain hops, is not about the hops. This is all about the malt. So let's shut up and let's try this beer. Right, first of all, before we do, I found my glasses. I was trying to, because I've got the side of my head tattooed recently. Well, I got it yesterday and it's still painful, but my other bins, I was put them on and they really squeeze the side of my head, so I've not been wearing them, and I've been wearing these shades and I feel like an absolute twat wearing shades in the house. It's, you know, I just think they're so fucking pretentious. But I managed to find these. Percy had nicked them.
Down, roller! Here, you nasty brute! Check your dog, lady!
And they were in his cage, but he hadn't chewed them up. I don't know why he didn't chew them up. He must have found something else. Probably Bob's leg or something like that. Anyway, Bob's my other dog, by the way. It's not the lodger. Let's get this beer open. Just before I do, just to confirm, this does conform to the Reinheitsgebot. I'm using my K-Bar tactical bottle opener. I found it the other day, so I thought I'd give it another blast. There it is. These are okay. They're not bad. They're not bad bottle openers. K-Bar, of course, make knives. That is what they do. But they also do a couple of like camping utensils, and I found they do a bottle opener. The bottle opener is tactical, i.e. there's nothing that rattles on this, so you can sneak up on someone and open their beer. But what I have found is the actual opening edge. Can you see this? I'll try and get that into focus. You see the opening edge, it's a little chipped. So these are only a tenner, but if you're going to buy one, just be wary of that sometimes that can chip, and it looks like it's done on mine. It still opens the bottles, so nothing to really worry about. But they're good little bottle openers. They're very ergonomic, so very nice. I'm not paid by K-Bar, or I haven't even got any of their knives, but the bottle opener's pretty good. Anyway, what's it like on the nose? Wow, that is super sweet caramel malt and fruity as well. When they said sweet about the Hallertauer hops, I don't think this is coming from the hops. This is from the yeast. It's got to be. But it's super sweet, very fruity, dark fruit, and there is spice there as well. Oh, that is, yeah, dark fruit. Like, it's almost like a fruit cake, like a rich Christmas cake. If you can imagine that smell, that's what I'm getting from this. It smells almost like a barley wine. It's got that sweetness. That is super sweet. That's probably one of the sweetest doppelbocks I've ever smelled out of the bottle. This could be interesting. Let's get it in the glass. Now I'm using a Tuka glass. This is for the Weiss beer, and I liberated this from a Witherspoons in East London. I'm not going to say which one, just in case I'm incriminating myself, but it was a Witherspoons in East London, and it was when they sold Tuka wheat beer. And I remember, I'll never forget the night, I'd had a few, and this girl started talking to me. I don't know who the fuck she was. She just came, I was standing by the bar ordering some beer, and I had a bit of this. I didn't want to give the glass back because I knew that was going to come home with me. But she said to me, she looked at the glass, she says, "What are you drinking?" And I said, "Look, it's called Tucher. It's Gary Glitter's favourite beer." And she went, "Really?" And I didn't have the heart to tell her it wasn't really, but yeah, that's the sort of fucking stupid little childish games that I play when I've had a few. What are we getting on the nose? Yeah, fucking hell. It smells amazing. It's big caramel malt. Super sweet, dark fruit. That Christmas cake. No spirit alcohol, which is good. But the fruit on this is massive. It's huge. And there's a little touch of spice on there too. But it smells amazing. Let's get it down the hatch. Zum Wohl, as they say in Germany. Wow. When I said I couldn't smell any spirit alcohol, oh, it's there, believe me. This reminds me of a really drinkable barley wine. And a good one too. Big fruit. Big spirit alcohol, and the caramel malt on the finish. Have a taste, see what you think. Do you know how it's cold?
It smells like treacle.
Mm.
It does taste like molasses.
Yeah. Look what it's called. Does that?
Something what?
Bajuvator. Does that sound like a sex toy to you?
Yeah.
I'm not the only one.
Sounds like veg.
What a cunt. That is super sweet. It's almost like molasses that I'm getting on there. It's got a super smooth mouthfeel to it, and it's going down very nicely indeed. Fruit, molasses, spirit alcohol, and a strong caramel finish, almost toffee-like on the arse end of it. This is a really good Doppelbock. Now, I've had Doppelbocks before from quite a few of the well-known German breweries, but this definitely is a standout Doppelbock for me. And it's the closest, I think, to barley wine. I mean, the others that I tried were very nice, very drinkable. But the spirit alcohol in this really does shine through. And the sweetness on this is immense. And when I say sweetness, I mean caramel and dark fruit sweetness. It's lovely, it's really nice. Full-bodied as well. And a super smooth mouthfeel. Really good. Really nice. So what's the verdict on Bajuvator? Fucking hell. I'm sure they didn't have anyone who'd seen a Carry On film before working out these names. I'd love to know what that means in German. Bajuvator. Yeah, it's really good. In fact, it's one of the best doppelbocks I think I've tried. It's got all the characteristics of a decent doppelbock. But, and this is unusual, the spirit alcohol is strong, but it's not off-putting, if that makes sense. And I don't think, I mean, you get spirit alcohol in all of them doppelbocks from almost all of them German breweries, especially ones from Bavaria, but they're not as pronounced as that. And they're also not as drinkable as that. I mean, that, as it stands, that is reminded me of a super drinkable barley wine. And I can't recall one this good. There are some good ones out there. The Weihenstephaner one, the Paulaner, the Weihenstephaner Corbinian, Schneiderweiss Vintners or something, Vintners, I can't remember the name of it. They're two that really stood out as being good. But I'll tell you something, this is up there with them. As doppelbocks go, yeah, I love it. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 because I do like doppelbocks, but this is a really good one. The name, I'm going to give it an extra mark for the name, so 11 out of 10. But yeah, this is a really, really good one. Get it on Beers of Europe if you want to try it. It's up there, in my opinion, with, as I said, the Paulaner, Schneiderweiss, the Weihenstephaner, all the good Bavarian doppelbocks. This is up there with them. They're just as good. As is the Weissbier. I tried to get some of the Weissbier. I couldn't. It had sold out. But I will track some down. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Definitely recommended. If nothing else, for the name. And remember, beer is working class champagne.